I am a moderator today. I'm Qin Peng, Secretary General of the TCP Climate Partnership. It's my honor to be here because this year we have our One Pavilion. It's a digital cross-room, and we mentioned high-tech, innovation, and inclusion. So this year we have about 27 plus 7. We have lots of side events this year, very busy. And what we want to do is to help the ICT industry to do something in the COP. And we organized for a long time and prepare for this. And I think everybody can, we are very, very busy for everything. So today, I think the high-tech zero initiate. And in the beginning, I would like to welcome our chairman of the TCP and also the Delta Electronic. Please show the welcome remarks from the Yangtze High.
Distinguished guests and friends all over the world, good afternoon. On behalf of the Taiwan Climate Partnership, TCP, I'm deeply pleased to welcome you all to participate in the high-tech and net zero initiative. As an essential pillar of the global high-tech supply chain with a long-term focus on sustainability, Taiwanese corporations started years ago to implement actions to reduce mankind's carbon footprint and attain the global net zero goal. Delta Electronics, for example, has proactively participated in the COP events for 16 consecutive years to share its sustainable development strategy, endeavors, and milestones with the international community since 2007. Between 2010 and 2022, Delta's high-efficiency products and solutions save over 39.9 billions of kilowatt-hours of electricity for its customers, which is enough electricity to power Germany for almost 1 month. On its 50th anniversary, the company also joined the RE100 Global Initiative with the promise to utilize 100% renewable electricity in its global operations and to reach carbon neutrality by 2030. In addition to Delta Electronics, it is also quite impressive to see several world-class Taiwan-based tech companies join the initiative, such as TSMC, AUO, Microsoft Taiwan, Lite-On, Acer, ASUS, and Pegatron. Together, these enterprises established the Taiwan Climate Partnership, TCP, in 2022. And I'm very proud to share that we currently have more than 100 corporate members. The TCP aims to advocate for the net zero goal to the supply chain in actual practice, while connecting with the latest sustainable development trends through close cooperation. In regards to our global partnership endeavors, I'm profoundly proud to share with you that the TCP has signed an MOU with the CCC of the Philippines in March this year for future cooperation on severe climate changes, water resources, renewable energy, carbon trading, and more. We also became a supporting partner of a European Green Digital Coalition in this September and cooperated with the International Climate Dialogue for COP28. At COP28, we have our partner representatives to join the high-tech and net zero initiative and to share their experience and actions with our invited guests and the speakers. We do believe that the unity is a strength, and we can achieve mankind's sustainable development goals by creating synergies through our global partnership and initiatives. Last, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all guests and friends for your participation and look forward to cooperating with you all for our future initiatives and milestones. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yang Xihai. And now I would like to invite the chairman of the Taipei Computer Association and AUO Corporation. And actually, he's also our vice chair of the TCP. With this, welcome the Paul Peng, please.
So, ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, on behalf of Taiwan Climate Partnership, TCP, I want to extend a warm welcome to all the delegates and attendees in this room. It's truly an exciting moment to have the opportunity to meet our partners from around the world. This is a remarkable occasion for TCP as it makes our first appearance as advocates at COP. Over the next 3 days, we will sit together to discuss the climate mitigation and adaptation strategies for the future of our environment, the well-being of future generations from the point of view of ICT industry, which is information, communication, and technology industry. The climate emergency is becoming the greatest challenge to the world today. We need to rebuild the environment, and ICT industry is just the right to help. ICT industry has the potential to the driving force for change in fighting global climate crisis. As our chairman mentioned, our TCP was formed in 2022. Now we have more than 100 members. Also makes TCP one of the early pioneer and leading climate alliance for business sector in East Asia. All our TCP prestigious members have reached some climate mitigation and adaptation achievements already. We took the first step within our own companies, for example, green product design, energy saving, water purification, manufacturing, transportation, or circular economy, etc. And then leverage all the supply chains and sustainable procurements to head for our only final goal, net zero. In the near future, our goal is to enhance our members' climate governance capability and bridge the public and private session. Today, we are so happy to have the chance to be here to share with you our experience. And we are excited to join, share, and learn from all you prestigious global partners. This forum is just the beginning of our collective action. Let's do the promise and walk the walk. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, thank you. You did a lot of works here because it just fly to Dubai this early morning. Thank you. Right now, I would like to introduce Luis Neves, and he's the coordinator of EGDC. EGDC is I think it's the same time with the TCP, formed in 2021, right? Supported by European Union, and you have about 26 CEO of the ICT company organized together. And Luis, besides, is one of the coordinator, and actually, I think he's the most important, is the chairman of the GESI, Jesse. How we call Jesse? Right? Jesse. And Jesse. Yes. And he's the chairman of the GESI, the Global E-Sustainability Initiative. And you know what his title is, Thought Industry Leader because of sustainability. Let's welcome Luis.
Okay, thank you so much. And my apologies, my voice today works. Yesterday it was off. Yeah. So you are lucky. Well, thank you so much for inviting me. And actually, I'm the CEO of GESI, of the Global Enabling Sustainability Initiative. The chairman is Jim Goen from Verizon in the United States. we organize the telecommunication, well, the ICT industry globally. In Taiwan, we have Taiwan Mobile as our member. I was in Taiwan recently. We altogether we represent more than 200 organizations. We are not a typical industry initiative. We have in GSE not only companies but also other stakeholders, universities, business associations as partners, and the CDP that you probably know. So many organizations work together with us, and we exist now for 25 years. I think we were the first ICT sustainable organization in the world. So we have a long history, and we are quite well known for our smart reports, which have been showing that the digital technologies will be fundamental to address climate change. Our report from 2015 concluded that the digital technologies can abate 20% of the global emissions and generate a business value equivalent to the GDP of China. And this is the reason why also why the European Commission invited GESI to lead this EGDC project. We have a long-standing tradition of work. Going back 20 years ago, we developed the first supply chain assessment tools. We did the first conflict minerals initiative report that gave birth to the OECD guidelines. We co-organized with the RBA the Responsible Minerals Initiative. So we have been in this world, in this space for many years. But GESI decided to become a thought leader. So we look forward and try to understand where the world is going and what is the role of technology. And our latest report that we called it Digital with Purpose. It's a huge report that we have done with Deloitte. We spent 7 months of investigation looking at 7 disruptive technologies and the impact of those technologies on the Sustainable Development Goals and the 169 targets. And that report is only available online. It's not possible to print it because we analyzed over 500 case studies. We interconnected all those case studies with the 17 SDGs and 169 targets, and we looked at the impact of those technologies towards 2030. So we measured that impact, and the benefit that we calculated is that those 7 digital disruptive technologies, we're talking about blockchain, AI, 5G, IoT, virtual reality, and so on, those technologies will impact in a positive manner 45% of the SDGs. So that means our industry is fundamental for climate change, but we are not here at COP present. We talk about oil and gas, but not about technology. And so we need to bring the technology side to the political discussion, because without technology, the world will go on the wrong track. Technology will be all over, every single vertical industry. And we need to put this into the political discussion as well. And that's why GESI now, we have our presence at the Global Innovation Hub in the UNFCCC Pavilion. We will be 2 weeks discussing the role of technology for climate change inside the UN system. We signed an MOU with the UNFCCC, with the Climate Secretariat, and we'll be developing a platform for them to show the solutions that will be needed by people that will allow us to keep the world on track, and that will show what kind of innovations will be supporting those needs. And so we are building that tool with AI capabilities, and we hope to demonstrate that tool at the COP30 in Brazil. But sorry for this introduction. My role is to talk about the GDC. I was just saying that why the European Commission asked us to be the leader of this project. We created this project at the beginning of 2021. It's a European funded project. We have a large team working together, and today we have 39 company CEOs that subscribe to this initiative. These 2 years we have been working in developing a methodology to measure the net positive impact of digital technologies. And we have been working with different industry sectors. We analyzed 18 different case studies in the vertical industries, and we are coming now to the end of the project, where the results will be then applied into the European taxonomy. So companies that want to have access to the 700 billion euros of the European Commission for the green financing, they need to follow the KPIs that we developed in the methodology. I want to give you a warning. When we started this project, all our members, so the members that were part of EGTC, they needed to present their solutions to us. But we created the indicators. We developed the indicators under which one could consider a technology to be green. So we received 100 solutions from those 39 companies. Only 2 of them passed the threshold. So that means that, as I said, we need to walk the talk. It's not only about talking about green without proving that it's green. So we need to be careful because digital is fundamental. We are, at the center of the world. But if we want really to make our case in relation to the policymakers, we need to be very credible. And that's why EGTC will be so important. We are finalizing the project. I will be here later today to explain a little bit with more detail what EGTC is all about, which companies, what we are doing. Also to talk about the future. This project will continue in the next 2 years. I've already been asked by the European Commission for JESI to continue to be the host of this project. That we will do with pleasure. And I hope that not only TCP, but also your companies in the future will utilize the methodology, because now it's about implementation. So we can have a beautiful methodology, but then if we don't use it, the methodology is there for nothing. So the next 2 years and the years to follow, it will be about deploying the methodology, implement methodology in real use cases. And we already know where we go. We already have some ideas, but I'll talk about it later on. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you, Luis. You have a wonderful speech to encourage us to join the EGTC to be a supporting member. Okay, let's welcome Oliver Wilson, because when our TCP set up the criteria to be the TCP member, I remember Paul is RE100, right? And but in the beginning, some people say it's too difficult to reach. Can I have RE10? RE20. Okay, please. Oliver is the head of RE100 and energy operations, please.
Hello, can everyone hear me? Okay, yep. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction. Yeah. And thank you for the invite as well to be here today. So as mentioned, my name is Ollie Wilson. I'm the head of RE100 and energy operations at the Climate Group. And RE100 is a global corporate renewable electricity initiative. Its goal is to accelerate the change to zero carbon grids globally by 2040. And we do that by bringing together companies that have committed to 100% renewable electricity globally. And currently we are, I think, over 425 members now that have made that commitment, which is fantastic. And just to put that in sort of perspective of size, if we were a country, we'd be bigger than France in terms of electricity consumption, top 10 countries in the world. We're very shortly going to pass Germany, which is number 9 in that list. And that's over 500 gigawatt hours of electricity consumption a year within our membership. And that is such a powerful signal for demand for clean electricity. And really, we use that to go and take that to policymakers around the world to encourage better policies for renewable electricity. In terms of RE100's overall role in net zero, hopefully we play quite a big role. One of the focuses of this COP is the tripling of global renewable energy capacity. And hopefully that will make it into the final COP text at the end of next week. That action alone is the single largest action that can be taken to keep 1.5 within reach. So it's vitally important. And then where companies come into this, businesses in the commercial and industrial sector, that's the majority of electricity consumption in the world. Over 50% is consumed by businesses. So you can see how this starts to come together. And then on top of this, one of our surveys has highlighted that 70% of companies see government regulation as the key enabler for the energy transition. So that's why we try and bring companies together to advocate for better policies. So you've got that big demand signal, We know that tripling of global renewables is what's needed, so we bring companies together to do that. And we do that through what we call our 6 global policy messages. So they're really around sourcing methods that corporates can use to buy renewable electricity. So be that certificates, PPAs, green tariffs for utilities, or self-generation. Those themselves are 4 of our global policy messages. And then we have another 2, which is around ensuring an equal playing field for renewables and fossil fuels. And also our final one is for that long-term policy framework in place in countries that really signals the intention of renewables. So there are 6 global policy messages. And yeah, that's what we use to advocate to governments around the world. The other, I suppose, essential role is not just to change policies, but the amount of investment that companies are making is astronomical. Is in amongst our membership, that is billions of dollars of investment into the clean energy sector waiting to be made that can really transform the net zero. In terms of within the Asia region, what's RE100 doing? So we currently have over 150 companies who are headquartered in Asia, that are part of the RE100 membership. That is our fastest growing region in the world at the moment. Within that, we have 85 companies headquartered in Japan, 35 headquartered in South Korea, 31 headquartered in Taiwan, 10 in India, 6 in China, and so on and so on. So yeah, a really growing movement in the region joining RE100. We have our policy work in the region, which is, yeah, we're trying to change the policies in many governments. In fact, we've got Maddie here as well, who leads our policy work. He's our senior policy manager. And we've taken those global policy messages and translated those at a national level in both South Korea and India at the moment. We're doing that in Japan at the start of next year. And we've formed partnerships in Taiwan, in Indonesia as well. So that's sort of the basis of our policy work in the region. On top of this, RE100 is one of the founding members of ACEC, which is the Asia Clean Energy Coalition. And the idea is to bring buyers and sellers of renewable electricity in the region together and to form a common platform to then advocate for better policies. And one of the members that was last year into its running. And then maybe just to reflect some of the challenges in the Asia region. Overall, of RE100's total electricity consumption, so I mentioned that 500 terawatt-hour figure earlier, 36% of that is based in Asia. So just over a third of our total membership's electricity consumption is in Asia. But only, of that 36%, only 17% of that is renewables. And overall, for the RE100 membership, 49% is the global average. So Asia is a little bit behind the global average at the moment. So that's really why we're forming so many partnerships and trying to drive forward the policies, because we realise it is policies that are holding back companies' ambition here. So yeah, and that's quite a varied picture across the different countries. So South Korea, for example, in our latest annual report, that's 2%. That corporates can source from renewables. That's different figures in different countries around. So just to summarise, I guess, of what can both companies and governments do to move forward on renewables. So companies buy renewable energy, and many companies, including many that are here and are on this board, have already joined RE100. That's a really credible way to show you're serious about your commitment to renewable electricity. You end up being part of a prestigious group of global leaders on this too, and you can learn from peers. And also, as I mentioned, you can take part in our work to encourage better policies in the region. So as a company, please buy renewable electricity and join RE100 if you haven't already. For governments in the region, it really is what I mentioned about those 4 global policy messages. They need to be enacted really to ensure that corporates can access clean renewable electricity at a large scale and at a reasonable cost. And at this COP, what really we need to see from governments is that commitment to triple global renewable energy capacity by 2030. If we can get that in the final COP text, that would be a huge win. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Wills. Yeah, Oliver, thank you. Thank you. Okay, right now I would like to invite Madam Kahori Miyake. He's a co-chair. She's a co-chair of the Japan Climate Leader Partnership. Actually, she is from the bank, Samimo Mitsui Trust Bank. He's a Chief Sustainable Officer. And actually, the JCLP is our very familiar. We are very familiar with that. And however, we focus on ICT, and there are many sectors. Please, Madam.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. I'm Kahori Miyake. I co-chair the network called the Japan Climate Leaders Partnership, which is the Japanese version of TCP, I guess. But as you can see from the slide, we cover a lot of different sectors. We have manufacturing, we have food manufacturing, digital manufacturing, and retailing, and all these different sectors. Currently, we have, as you can see, close to 250 companies. It has grown so much, and this actually covers 8% of the total electricity consumption in Japan, which is a good, presence that we like to see. So we're getting more attention and also more vocal about the policies as well. But we are quite not new to the area. We formed JCLP in 2009, which is quite a long time ago. But as you can see, the number of the companies has grown so much after the Paris Agreement, definitely. And in recent years, because companies are seeing this as an opportunity. One thing, yes, it is a risk, but if you look at it, it's an opportunity for companies to be very successful. That's why there's a lot of attention and a lot of attraction to join the network, so that we can gain more knowledge and we can voice ourselves as a total group to the policies. We actually have been doing a lot of research as well, because it's a learning process as well for Japanese companies. We don't know a lot yet. So, of course, there's no expert, as you can see in this area. Everybody's learning, I guess, in the learning process. But we've been sending a group of people from the companies, member companies, starting from COP21, we started dispatch people, and then we can learn the firsthand what's going on in the global market and global world, and then bring it back to Japan to tell a lot of different people. And also, it is very important to involve the policymakers, and that's been the biggest barrier, if you can say that. But at the same time, there's a big potential, because we do a lot of policy engagement with the policymakers, which actually is as much as it's frustrating, but at the same time, you have to keep doing it. And I show you this. In the couple of years, we started doing the advocating for carbon neutrality from 2017 or 18, which it paid off at the end. In 2020 and 2021, we did, the government, late Prime Minister Suga did announce that we will go carbon neutral in 2021, but we've been advocating for that since 2017. And at that time, people are like, there's no way Japan is going to go to carbon neutral. But down the road, 3 years, we made it. So we were, it's probably not because of us per se, but it did make a change difference. And when we did vocalize that there's so many companies that are willing to advocate for carbon neutral, we wanted that to be included in the policy. So it paid off eventually, and so there's a lot of, now we have to, as people are saying, walk the talk. We have to make it work. So we're actually working on the different policy regulations as well. So that's what we've been doing. And I think there's a lot of room for us, Japan, to collaborate with our neighbors, which Taiwan is, Korea, and other different countries and the neighbors, because we all are in the South Asia. So it'll be a great opportunity, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Madam. I remember in the beginning when a British office in Taiwan, they approached me, the King Charles support the JCP. So we are also the same way to do that. Yeah. Right now, I would like to invite Microsoft, Satis Thomas. He's a corporate vice president at Microsoft. Please, because Microsoft support a lot. When we set up the TCP, please.
All right. Cool. All right. First of all, thank you for the opportunity. So my name is Satis Thomas. I'm the corporate vice president on the engineering side that builds all our products for the Microsoft Cloud for Industry. So Microsoft Cloud for Retail, manufacturing, financial services. But one of the things that we're really excited about, of course, is the Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability, which is the product truth that we light up for products to be able to, customers to be able to meet their sustainability goals. So very quickly, and I'm based in Redmond in the headquarters as well. So our presence at COP28, obviously it shows our commitment for partnership to enable global progress. And if you look at Microsoft specifically, our sustainability goals, which we're speaking a lot about, is the ambitious goal we put out there to be zero waste, carbon negative, and water positive by 2030. And of course, with everything going on in the world, that's very ambitious, but that's something that we're very much focused on. And of course, there's another piece, which is removing all of our historical emissions by 2050. So this is, again, something that we've been very public about, something that we're very excited about, and something that we're very, very working hard, of course, as a company, and of course, with our ecosystem as well. And I think the third thing as a company is just providing the technology needed to build a more sustainable world. So if you look at what Microsoft does, we have planet scale infrastructure, be it Microsoft Azure, collaboration in Microsoft Teams, data, AI, you might have heard of this AI thing, security, and all of those things. So one of the things is we're making all of those products more sustainable. So if you look at the data centers behind Azure, we're working very hard to make those sustainable. And I think the key thing is the Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability, which is one of the things. And the way it works is, at the end of the day, I've had a lot of meetings with government leaders, corporate leaders, and at the core, it's a data problem, right? If you look at it, so being able to bring in your scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 data and other things. So we provide a solution that allows customers to bring in all of that data, harmonize it, do analysis on top of it. And actually, there's been a few exciting use cases around AI. So one of the things we've enabled is this what if analysis, where companies can look at the products they make and say, hey, what if I use this part? Or what if I change this piece? What would my carbon footprint look like in that case? So customers are able to do that what if analysis, of course, powered by all that data and that UX and the UI and the data and the AI on top of it. The second thing is forecasting, where we can actually forecast with all the historical data saying, what will it look like for you in 2030? And what do you need to do to change that trajectory to meet your sustainability goals? We use it internally as well. So Microsoft is the biggest user for the Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability. And then there's a lot of other things, like once you put your data together, you can do outlier analysis, you can do trend analysis, and you can do kind of error analysis as well on top of that data. So a couple of things, of course, very excited to be partnering with TCP here. But from a Microsoft perspective, obviously very, very humbled to be part of the group and the broader ecosystem to really move the needle on the sustainability goals. So anyway, all of that was, I told Microsoft Copilot to tell me something to say in less than 5 minutes. So hopefully it did okay.
Really? It's from Copilot?
We use it everywhere. So thank you so much for your time.
Okay. Right now we will move to the next stage. The first speaker we will invite AUO, the chair of the AUO corporations, and he will give a 5 minutes talk about how the AUO did. Please, the floor is yours. Please.
Okay, so good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. It's my great honor to be here to show our what we are doing in sustainability solutions. So here in this occasion in the COP28, we would like to show what we have done for the sustainable environment and society in over the past 2 decades. AUO just have a glance that we are 27 years old with 38,000 employees, and we is the one of the most dedicated corporations in the world when it comes to addressing the climate change. So for more than 15 years, under our principle of a transition from low carbon to net zero. So AUO has always been at the forefront of international trend and remains committed to low carbon energy management practice. We first proposed our own AUO green solution in 2008. We initiate an inner transformation to accelerate AUO's journey towards becoming a sustainable solution. Since then, several milestones we have managed as a pioneer in this field. So last year we joined IE100 as a part of the global green energy revolution. We formally pledged to transition to 100% renewable energy by 2050. We know that the target in this COP28 is, even they expect earlier than 2050. Okay, but anyway, that's a good news that the decision in the last 2 days, we would like to increase triples of green energy in the future. Okay, so we make us as a first display company worldwide to commit a full transition to renewable energy. In terms of the carbon reduction, we have made a long-term commitment to implement the carbon management. So in 2021, AUO adopts the SBTi and pledged to achieve a 25% absolute carbon reduction by 2025. So with all this, actually we had a lot of recognitions from the World Organization. Firstly, we were Dow Jones Sustainability Index for 13 consecutive years from 2010, and Bloomberg Gender Equality Index for 6 consecutive years. And we are also proud of Asia Responsible Enterprise Award, Manufacturing Leadership Award, and Asia Pacific Sustainability Asian Award. Okay, so as a leader in the climate action, AUO actively address climate challenge by developing low carbon production process, utilizing renewable energy, reducing product energy consumption, and enhance our product circularity. Looking ahead, our ultimate goal is a net zero future by 2050. So we will achieve this through the concept of circular economy. Using our main approach, we have 4 approaches. Firstly, supply chain carbon reduction. Second, renewable energy development. Third, energy efficiency elevation. 4, negative carbon technology and carbon credit management. So we preach that in the future, we will maximize our efforts and influence in the industry, collaborating with our partners to ensure sustained progress towards a low carbon, net zero, and sustainable future. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Popeng. Okay, right now we still have a 2 person online, and the first will be the CSO of the Acer, Jingjing Liu, and everyone, the notebook is not Acer or ASUS. The 2A is the leading company in the world. Okay, Jingjing, the floor is yours. I know you are in Dubai now, and we will see you tomorrow. Yeah, please welcome. And I also know Acer have a huge activity this week, right? Please.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Pong. Hi, my name is Grace. I'm Corporate Sustainability Officer of Acer. Acer is one of the leading ICT company founded in 1976 with presence of over 160 countries. And today I will share about Acer's climate strategy and the goals. Acer commit net zero by 2050, increase renewable electricity to 100% by 2035. By 2030, we aim to reduce carbon emissions by 50% in operation, 35% for value chain. And for product, by 2025, the computer energy consumption will be reduced to 45%. And we will use 20 to 30% PCR plastic in our computer and display products. Currently, we have used over 44% renewable electricity and reduced 16.5% carbon emissions in scope 1 and 2. And our product, laptop, has reduced its energy consumption by 39%, and we have used over 70% in PCR for our computer and display products. Actually, a lot of quantitative target. That is because Acer explore every avenue, try to reduce carbon emissions, try to find low carbon solutions through our operation, our product and service, and our value chain. So today, I'm very glad to attend COP28 event. Accept me to share about Acer's climate strategy and the goals. And I will also share about how we engage with our suppliers to find low carbon solutions tomorrow. And on top of that, as Dr. Pong says, Acer will host a global press conference on December 6th in Dubai. The theme is conscious technology. We will share about our sustainability vision and how we reduce carbon emissions to provide renewable energy solutions and, of course, innovations. Welcome to join us through live stream. You can search Acer Conscious Technology. You will find how to access it. So see you online. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for having me. This is TS, the Chief Sustainability Officer of ASUS. The 2023 UN Emission Gap Report estimated that global emissions reached over 57 gigatons in 2022, posing a serious challenge to the goal of limiting the temperature increase within 1.5 degrees Celsius by the end of this century. ASUS sets science-based targets to support an ambitious decarbonization roadmap, clarifying the alignment with the Paris Agreement. ASUS near-term target was validated by Science Based Target Initiative in October 2023. We commit to reduce Scope 1 and 2 GHG emission by 50% by 2030 from baseline year of 2021, and reduce Scope 3 emission by 30% in the same timeframe. We also have committed our long-term target and will get the long-term goal verified by 2025. Our strategy for carbon reduction includes three stages. In our view, reducing emissions within the value chain is the most critical step. Thus, we commit to enhancing our product's energy efficiency to be 30% better than Energy Star standard, and requiring our key supplier to achieve a 30% reduction in carbon intensity by 2025. We've also committed expanding the use of renewable energy, reaching a 100% renewable energy across our global operations by 2035. Then we aim to invest in innovative technologies to remove our remaining carbon emissions and gradually driving the entire value chain towards net zero by 2050. Our sustainability strategy of focusing on fundamental and results achieves significant results. In terms of green product, our laptop's energy efficiency exceeds Energy Star standard by 34% on average, and our eco-friendly product revenue made up 87% of our total product revenue. In 2022, when it comes to supply chain management, our key supplier emission intensity has decreased by 24% compared to 2020 baseline year. In 2023, we achieved using 30% of renewable energy in our global operations as well. On top of that, ASUS conduct low carbon product innovation with a three-stage implementation approach. We precisely calculate carbon footprint of our product's entire life cycle, from material extraction to end of life, then publish the carbon footprint report certified by a third party. Then we conduct the carbon reduction strategy to make all our effort to decrease the carbon footprint in every phase of product life cycle. Finally, we offset the residual carbon emission with high quality natural-based carbon credit to reach carbon neutral. Sustainability is an endless journey. Rooted in our engineering heritage, we never cease to promote traditional ways of doing things with perseverance and innovations in order to reach new heights. Let's raise the bar and work closely to sustain an incredible future together. Thank you.
For the ASUS company, just I know it's more than 60 people in their sustainable team. Okay, yeah, and later on, I would like to have a presentation about, let you understand what we did in these 2 weeks. And actually about the climate change, because TCP, just we know, is very familiar with the JCLP. We work together to do something about that. And all of our team members work together to want to do something. We have my slide. Yeah, please. Okay, what we did is I want to encourage enterprise link with the global enterprise, just like JCLP, what you did. And we work very hard in these 2 weeks because it's not easy to have a pavilion here. Maybe next year we can work with you. We can have a kind of mixture together. Maybe we can share to do something in the future. And why we choose the digital cross green pavilion, because digital and green is very important. And for example, we have a good, very example from AUO. They have a digital transformation, also green transformation combined together. So we have lots of experience about this. So that's why we want to share about this and in this pavilion. So we have lots of example, and we also focus on the green finance or something. So before that, what we did, our experience is go to lots of the pavilion to hear all the speaker here. But when we have a pavilion, we can invite the people we want. For example, this early morning, we invite JCM to join us. I asked, can we join the JCM? They say, yes, for the enterprise, we can join. So the green and digital pavilion means why we want to this is our member, just like you. This is TSMC, the Popeng is here, Acer, ASUS. We are working together. The criteria in the beginning is R1. In the beginning, I remember only one is IE100, but later on, lots of company already are IE100. So we work together. In the beginning, one, but from the top down, the pressure from the big boss. When I remember Popeng in the beginning, you say maybe we can choose IE50 or IE60, but later on, in 1 year there are RE100. So it's a pressure from the big boss. It's very important. And we also work very hard. For example, very hard for, please, I cannot switch. Please, next slide. We also very hard to for example, we do not have too much open events to the public. We cannot, and sometimes we work together to do, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, we work very hard we organize together. Right now we have about, in the beginning it's 8 members, and right now we have about 100 members working together. And what we did right now is to have some event to, the member mostly is the supply chain of the 8 major company. We work together. It's totally different compared with the JCLP. This is from the ICT industry. So in the beginning, we have some event about this. For example, well, this one is more than 100 company to join us. So later on, they are our member. We work together, and they talk something because they are big boss. When they talk something, it's the title of the newspapers. So they are very important to encourage. And we also set up a Taiwan Climate Institute. It's not a real college, but we work with college because all of the CSO, they are very active. They are the frontier from the enterprise. It's better than the university, any kind of education system. It's better than the others. So we set up this Taiwan Climate Institute. That means the CSO can go to the university to teach the students to get their CSO, the chief sustainable people, their sustainable team in the future. That's a very good idea. For example, we work with the National Tsinghua, National Chengkong, National Taiwan Normal University, and we also work with the AI academic school. They already train about 10,000 AI skilled people in Taiwan. So that's very important. We work together to do green and digital. And also this year, we joined the European Green and Digital Coalition. It's their CEO. So European, Japan, and also Taiwan, we are very close. The same ideal. I think the digital and green is our goal to do this. So we focus on not only what they do is carbon measurement. No, it's your standard. ESG is also standard, but we want to focus at this: green power, energy stability, carbon market, climate finance, climate tech. Climate tech. I know in Japan you have a lot of climate tech and also industry innovation. That's what we want to do about the TCP. And this year we focus on the digital and green because digital sometimes and green people are different people. For example, their CSO, they are very strong, and however their IT team is different. So we have a good example by Paul Peng, his company, by his leadership, very strong together, combined together. Sometimes it is a 2 group and separate. And right now, the best company is combined together. So we have the experience about that. And we also found the climate governance in Asia have lots of problems. For example, the top-down communication, transparency, and short term. This is from the climate governance point of view, not from the enterprise. But from the enterprise, you can see the problem of the government. It's also the same. So that's why we want to do together. So it's not our first COP. In COP26 in Glasgow, we already announced the TCP already there. And we have a press conference during that time. And this year we have about 27 plus 7 side events. We have more than 120 speakers together. So it's online and offline to be here. So we hope this is not only the end of this event. Our criteria is no greenwashing. So our president, Yang Xihai, he said, we should follow the United Nations 10 recommendations, which is 1 to 10. No greenwashing. It's that we should do. Everybody want to join us to be the company. They should follow this rule. 10 rule by the UN last year. That's very important for us to do. And so I think today is not the end of this event. It's a journey of the 1,000 miles, begin with a single step. So what we should do is just our test. We hope we can do more in the future, especially we work with our partners. So you are our best partner in the future, JCLP, EGDC, and also the others. We hope we can work together next COP will be more powerful in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you.